Who right now, among all of the 10 teams, Garrett, you can obviously we'd like to hear you in the chat room response as well. Who has the least concerns? Is there anybody that's obviously out there that, man, they don't have? Everyone has. No matter, Alabama has concerns. So does Georgia. Anybody who is it Baylor? Is it Oklahoma State? Who is it that has, perhaps, in your opinion, the most hickeys that have to be covered up?
Ooh. I think it might be Baylor, Oklahoma State, just because they were there and did what they did last year. And while I know Oklahoma State's replacing a lot on defense and Baylor's replacing a lot on defense, I mean, Baylor's got all their coaches back. They're replacing, like I said, the back half. But I don't think that, outside of like JT Woods, I don't know that, and Jalen Petrie, obviously, I don't know if the other guys aren't like impossible to replace. I don't think that Kalen Barnes was so good that it's like, oh my gosh, how do you replace Kalen Barnes? So there's a couple guys that left that you're like, okay, they could actually be just fine or better. There's a couple guys that you just can't replace. Like, you can't replace Jalen Petrie.
No.
That's just not going to happen. But given the fact they've got their D-line as absolutely freaking stacked as it is, that's going to help a lot for the part that's not quite what it was last year. And then offensively, yeah, there's questions at the wide receiver spot and at running back, but I have faith in Jeff Grimes to be able to find some skill guys that can do what they need to do. They've definitely got questions, but I think in comparison to, quarterbacks we haven't seen at all, or coaches that we haven't seen at all, I like what Baylor's got coming back. Oklahoma State, I think they're going to be solid again. So I guess I would go with them because I need actually like a list in front of me so I'm not repeating myself. But, Oklahoma's got a bunch of questions. Texas Tech's got some questions. Obviously, the biggest one is Joey, but I think a lot of people feel good about that. Iowa State's sneaky, kind of quiet heading into this season. And although they're replacing a lot, it sure seems like they're confident that they can replace guys like Brock Purdy with Hunter Deckers and so on. TCU's got some questions. Texas still has some questions. So, yeah, I think that, you're probably looking at the two that were in the championship game, and they're not by any means flawless. But compared to other teams, I would take maybe K-State. Yeah, is that who you're going for? Yeah, K-State. Because that's why I said I need the list. I need to be able to look it over. Yeah, maybe K-State would be right up there.
I think, K-State has so much coming back, right? And then obviously when you put in Adrian Martinez, his skill set, what he's able to do, and we've gone over this numerous times, but I think just they have so much coming back. And hear Chris Kleiman talk, I don't think that you could really question anything they bring, but I really feel like Baylor kind of set the tone last year for teams that if the expectations were low, you can obviously prove and you can rise to the occasion. K-State's one of those teams that are on the same trajectory in my mind this year, so I definitely would go with the Wildcats.
Yeah, and it was fun to talk to Chris Kleiman. And, think about who among